side, and I would like to just remind everyone you do have 3 minutes. Thank you. And please state your name. Good morning. Do so, and if you would sign the book on the left-hand side, and I would like to just remind everyone you do have 3 minutes. Thank you. And please state your name. Good morning.
Good morning. Just if I get this thing around here. So, Madam Chairman, Vice Chair Shallow Hernandez, the County Commissioners, and Mr. Macias, my name is Michael Potts, and I'm currently a member of the Board of Voter Registration. Now, I came to you all 2 weeks ago seeking answers from you and what your expectations were for the Doñana County Board of Voter Registration. I previously sent you email detailing the board and what it has done and not done. I guess maybe you thought I was kidding or not serious about getting answers from you, so I'll ask you straight up. Do you want this board to be an active board that continues to make sure the voter registration rolls are clean? Or do you want a board that just jumps when the county clerk or secretary of state says jump? Now, what about all the people who pass away in this county? And in this bag, I have a whole slew of obituaries. Those people have to be taken off the voter registration rolls. And what about individuals that have been convicted of a felony? Those people have to be taken off the voter registration rolls. And what about the people that move from before the general election next year? Are we going to leave them on the voter rolls and possibly get any fraudulent ballots from people that don't live here? Are we cleaning them off the voter rolls before the general election, or do we leave them there until 4 months after the general election and then clean them off, which is the current procedure as of right now? Now, this is on your shoulders, and this is your board, and this is a decision that you all need to make. If you want a fully functioning board, then all you have to do is say, Mr. Potts, go get the job done, and I'll get the job done. So what's it going to be?
Thank you, Mr. Potts. Were you finished?
I am finished, and I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. And if I may
hopefully
respond.
I will hear back on how you want this board to be conducted and what you want to do. And I have no problem with the county clerk because she's an absolutely professional, outstanding woman that does the job that she's required to do. And we've worked closely with her, but it seems like there's more that this board can be doing to make sure that the voter rolls are clean in this county. So there's no question whatsoever. There's nothing that comes to the county clerk as far as you didn't do this or you didn't do that. So we can be a very good partner with the county clerk, but it's up to you as a board to what you want us to do. Thank you.
And if I may address you, Mr. Potts, before you leave the podium, Mr. Potts, Mr. Potts, come on up. I'd just like to address some of the comments that you've made. First of all, thank you for saying kind words about our clerk, because we think she's terrific as well. And yes, and another thing I'd like to add, it's not that we've not done anything, but I sent an email to our legal counsel, Mr. Gooden, regarding this very issue, and he did respond to the commissioners regarding the statute and the law on this. So your words have not fallen on deaf ears. We did receive a legal opinion on that, and
right, yeah, I have the red book, and I've gone through those procedures and statutes quite a bit too.
Thank you. If I may, Mr. Gooden, would you like to address that very briefly?
You know, Madam Chair, just again, we typically don't engage in a lot of back and forth during the public comment area, but in reviewing the issues and the emails that Mr. Potts has sent, I believe he has a misunderstanding of the role of the Board of Registration, and he has a misunderstanding of the BOCC's role as it pertains to the Board of Registration. The BOCC appoints the Board of Registration. That is it. You don't have any other oversight, anything else to do with that board. The Board of Registration by statute is set forward as to what it does. And basically the role of that is to take, under Section 1428, the Secretary of State's supposed to send out notices to people that may have moved or believed to have moved, and then that is provided back to the clerk and the Board of Registration, and if there's no response, then they order them to be removed. That is basically the role of the Board of Registration. The other issues that he's raised about deceased individuals, obituaries, the clerk obtains those and the clerk does what they need to do with those. And with people convicted of felonies, when they're advised of that information, the clerk deals with that information. The Board of Registration's role is limited, and I believe that it is being used as is required by statute here in Doña Ana County.
Madam Chair,
Thank you, Mr. Gooden. Mr. Macias.
with your permission, let me just clarify again, not just for Mr. Potts, but anyone, that public input is an opportunity for a citizen to appear in front of the Board of County Commissioners to give their opinion or their reflections on issues. But they are not items that are placed formally on the agenda ahead of time. So the commission should not really engage in a discussion related to those issues because we have not given notice. That is the reason why people want you to answer them or respond to them, but we'll take note of the questions that they have and then we'll attempt to address that outside of the meeting. So I know that Mr. Potts was hoping for you to talk to him, but the item isn't formally on the agenda. And I just want him and anyone else who's going to address the commission, the commission isn't here to respond. It is here to listen to whatever the concern is that's being addressed.
Thank you, Mr. Macias. Is there anyone else that would like to address the commission? If you'll step forward, please.